Good evening, I'm Norah O'Donnell, and thank you for joining us tonight as we learn more about the new charges against the accused killer of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is now facing federal charges for allegedly stalking and murdering Thompson after crossing state lines. The new charges could make him eligible for the death penalty. Mangione was hauled from Pennsylvania, where he was arrested last week, to New York City today by heavily armed law enforcement officers. According to a federal criminal complaint obtained by CBS News in a notebook seized by police, Mangione expressed hostility toward the health insurance industry and wealthy executives in particular. The complaint says that on August 15th, Mangione wrote, "The details are finally coming together. The target is insurance because, quote, it checks every box." Officials say on October 22nd, Mangione wrote about his intent to, quote, whack an insurance company's CEO at an investors conference. CBS's Lilia Luciano leads us off from the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where Mangione had his second court appearance today.
Luigi Mangione arrived in New York this afternoon surrounded by dozens of officers from multiple law enforcement agencies, some heavily armed, and the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams.
This act of terrorism and the violence that stems from it is something that would not be tolerated in the city.
After agreeing in a Pennsylvania court this morning to be moved more than 200 miles away to New York, Mangione traveled by car, plane, and helicopter before being handed over to the FBI to make another court appearance, where he faced 4 federal charges, including stalking and murder in the death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
We want to make sure that there's no concerns, there's no safety issues. We want to make sure we're bringing Mr. Mangione into custody safely.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg says the state's case against Mangione will not be delayed. On Tuesday, he was charged with 11 counts, including murder in the first degree and murder as a crime of terrorism.
Speaking generally, we've had state prosecutions and federal prosecutions proceed as parallel matters, and we're in conversations with our law enforcement counterparts.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
Although the district attorney says that these will go on parallel tracks, you can bet your bottom dollar that the federal case is going to take precedence.
Mangione's New York defense attorney Karen Friedman Agnifilo said the federal charges were highly unusual and raised serious constitutional and statutory double jeopardy concerns.
When the defense attorney argued that the charges could be in conflict with each other, what do you suppose she means?
So I do not think the defense will prevail on a double jeopardy argument because there are different statutes and there are processes that will show there are different elements. However, this is not a frivolous argument. And these defense lawyers are very experienced and they know they must raise the double jeopardy argument.
Mangione is now in custody in a federal prison in Brooklyn. He's next due in court in January for those federal charges. We're still waiting to hear from the Manhattan District Attorney on when he will be arraigned on the state charges that include that first-degree murder related to terrorism. Norah?
Lilia Luciano, thank you so much.